Have you ever opened your bank statement and thought, where did it all go? Or maybe you found yourself agreeing to something over the phone, only to wonder later if it was really the right decision. If that sounds familiar, please know, you're not alone. These things happen more often than people talk about, and they can sneak up on even the wisest, most experienced among us. As we get older, especially past our 60s and 70s, we're supposed to enjoy the rewards of a life well lived. But sometimes, unexpected financial traps can quietly chip away at our independence, the very thing we worked so hard for. In today's video on Evergreen Elders, we're diving into something that affects millions of seniors around the world: financial traps that can slowly, silently steal your freedom. We're going to talk about 5 of the most common ones, and, more importantly, how you can steer clear of them. Because staying independent isn't just about good health or strong legs. It's also about protecting your money and your choices. And the good news? A few small, smart steps can make a big difference. Let's start with something that's become surprisingly common: tricky subscription services. You know the kind. You sign up for a free trial, maybe to watch a show your grandkids recommended, or to try out a new magazine. It seems harmless enough. But then the months go by, and suddenly, that free trial has turned into a monthly charge that quietly eats into your budget. And it's not always obvious. Some of these charges are small, just a few dollars. But when they add up over the course of a year, they can cost you hundreds without you even realizing it. One gentleman I spoke to, a retired teacher, told me he was paying for 4 different streaming services, but he only ever used one. That's money he could have used for travel, hobbies, or even just treating himself to something nice. So here's something simple you can do. Take 10 minutes to go through your bank or credit card statement. Circle anything you don't recognize or haven't used in a while. You might be surprised at what you find. And if you feel stuck or unsure how to cancel something, ask a trusted family member or even visit your bank for help. Don't let small, forgotten payments drain the wealth you've built over a lifetime. Now, let's talk about a harder one, something that's a little more emotional, and that's financial pressure from family. It's not always easy to talk about, but it's important. Sometimes, adult children or relatives, even with the best intentions, start asking for help. A little loan here, a bit of support there. And of course, your heart wants to help. After all, that's what family is for, right? But here's the hard truth. Constantly giving beyond your comfort can quietly take away your security. You might find yourself skipping things you need: your own medications, outings with friends, home repairs, just to support others. There's no shame in saying no. Saying, "I need to take care of myself right now," is not selfish. It's wise. It protects your ability to live freely, without depending on anyone else. And if you do decide to help someone financially, try to treat it like any other expense. Ask yourself, can I truly afford this? Will it affect my ability to handle my own needs later on? Sometimes, setting boundaries is the most loving thing you can do, both for them and for yourself. This is also a good time to remind you, if you're finding value in this conversation, please give this video a like and subscribe to Evergreen Elders. We're building a community where seniors can feel empowered, informed, and never alone when it comes to important decisions like these. Your support helps us keep creating content that matters, and we'd love to have you as part of our growing family. The next trap we often don't even realize we're falling into is keeping too much cash or financial responsibility tied up in just one place. Whether it's depending entirely on one pension, a single bank account, or even one person to manage all your finances, putting all your eggs in one basket can leave you vulnerable. Life can be unpredictable. Banks can freeze accounts for verification, benefits can be delayed, and people, no matter how trustworthy, can make mistakes. The more centralized your money is, the harder it can be to react quickly if something goes wrong. So what can you do? Consider spreading things out just a little. Maybe keep a small emergency fund in a second account. If you rely on someone to help with bills or transactions, make sure you also know how to access those things yourself, or that someone else you trust knows how to step in if needed. Independence is about having options, and when it comes to your money, even a tiny bit of extra preparation can give you more freedom to act on your own terms. Now that we've looked at some of the quieter, everyday traps that can creep into your finances, let's keep going and explore how bigger risks, like scams and misleading investments, can also put your hard-earned independence at risk. You know, sometimes it's not the little things that trip us up. It's the big, bold promises that come wrapped in shiny packaging. A phone call offering a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, or a letter that looks just official enough to make you second-guess yourself. That's the fourth trap we need to talk about: scams and deceptive investments. These come in many forms, and they're getting sneakier every year. Maybe it's a phone call saying you've won a lottery, even though you never entered one, or an email that says your bank account is locked and you need to verify your information. It might even be someone pretending to be your grandchild, saying they're in trouble and need money fast. The truth is, these scams are carefully designed to trigger panic or excitement so that you don't take time to think things through. And they target seniors more than any other age group. Not because they think you're weak. No, it's because they know you're trusting. You've spent your whole life believing in doing the right thing and helping others. But unfortunately, not everyone deserves that trust. So here's something that might save you more than just money. It could save you stress, fear, and a loss of confidence. Always pause. If something feels off, or if someone's rushing you to act quickly, that's a red flag. No legitimate company or government agency will ever demand your personal details over the phone or through email. And if someone's asking you to keep a secret or not tell your family, that's another warning sign. You have every right to hang up, delete the message, or call a loved one and say, "Something about this doesn't feel right. Can you help me look into it?" I once heard from a woman in her late 70s who nearly lost several $1,000s to a fake tech support scam. They told her there was a virus on her computer and tricked her into giving remote access. Thankfully, her son caught it just in time. But it shook her up, and she felt embarrassed. Please, if something like that has happened to you, don't blame yourself. These scammers are professionals. The important thing is to learn from it, stay alert, and talk about it. The more we share, the stronger we all become. And this is why I want to ask you to share this video from Evergreen Elders with someone you care about. A sibling, a neighbor, or a friend who might not be aware of how these scams work. A single share could protect someone else from falling into the same trap. And if you haven't already, go ahead and click that subscribe button. We've got more practical advice coming your way, all focused on keeping you safe, strong, and self-reliant. Now, let's move into the final trap that can quietly steal your financial independence: not having a clear plan. That might sound simple, but it's more powerful than most people realize. When we don't have a written or thought-out plan for our finances, decisions start getting made in the moment, often based on emotions, pressure, or confusion. That's when overspending happens, or when important bills get missed. It's also when someone else might start stepping in to make choices for us, not always in the way we'd prefer. Having a plan doesn't mean you need a wall full of paperwork or a complicated spreadsheet. It just means having a basic outline of your income, your expenses, and your future goals. Do you know how much you spend each month on essentials like food, medication, utilities? Do you know how much is left for fun, travel, or gifts? And if something were to happen tomorrow, say a medical emergency, would you or someone close to you know where things stand financially? I spoke recently with a couple who had been married for over 50 years. The husband had always handled the bills, but he fell ill, and suddenly the wife felt lost. She didn't know which accounts to access, what was due when, or who to call. That kind of stress, on top of a health crisis, is something none of us want to face. So, having even a simple checklist or notebook that outlines your basic financial picture can be a tremendous act of love, both for yourself and for those who may help you one day. If you haven't done this yet, maybe today is the day to start. Take just one step. Gather your account info, write down your monthly expenses, or talk to a trusted family member. You don't have to do it all at once. Just begin. And while you're at it, think about your goals. What do you still want to do with your time and your money? Whether it's traveling, learning something new, or just having enough to treat yourself to something special now and then, you deserve to live your later years with confidence and joy. Now that we've talked about some of the most common traps, from sneaky subscriptions to scams, to emotional spending and lack of planning, let's go even deeper. Because protecting your finances isn't just about avoiding losses. It's also about building a life that feels free, joyful, and full of possibilities. Let's talk about how small changes can make a big impact, and how you can take control of your future one simple step at a time. There's something truly empowering about knowing where you stand and where you're going. And when it comes to your financial life, that power can mean the difference between depending on others and living with confidence, freedom, and joy. Now, earlier, we talked about traps like scams, overspending, and emotional decisions. But let's turn the spotlight on something just as important: how the small habits you build today can protect you tomorrow. Because here's the truth: reclaiming your independence isn't about having more money. It's about having more clarity, control, and calm in your life. One of the most overlooked ways your independence can quietly slip away is by relying too heavily on others for basic financial decisions. Now, I'm not talking about getting a little help when needed. That's perfectly okay. But when someone else starts paying your bills, managing your passwords, or making choices without your input, that's when the line between help and control can blur. I met a man named Yusuf, 78 years old, who used to be the one everyone in his family turned to for advice. But after his wife passed, he started letting his nephew take care of things. It started small, a few online payments here and there. But within a year, Yusuf didn't know his own bank balance, didn't open his own mail, and felt like a guest in his own life. Not because his nephew meant harm, but because Yusuf gave up the wheel without realizing it. And this happens more often than you might think. That's why one of the strongest things you can do for yourself is stay involved, even if someone is helping you. Ask questions, review your statements, sit beside them when they're assisting you online, so you're still in the driver's seat. Because your money, your choices, your future, that's still your lane. Don't give that away too easily. At Evergreen Elders, we truly believe in the power of little steps, and we know that your independence is worth protecting. So if you're watching this and thinking, "I've already lost some control," don't worry. You haven't run out of time. You haven't missed your chance. Every day is a fresh start to take back even a little piece of your financial freedom. Whether it's calling your bank to set up alerts, organizing your paperwork, or simply asking someone to explain things more clearly, every small action adds up. Let me also say this: you're not alone. Thousands of people your age are navigating the same challenges, asking the same questions, facing the same doubts. That's why our community here at Evergreen Elders exists. So we can help each other, learn from each other, and lift each other up. If you've ever faced a financial trap, or even just a moment of confusion or worry, leave a comment below. Your experience might be exactly what someone else needs to hear. And if this video has been helpful, please take a second to like it and subscribe. That way, we can keep bringing you more content designed to protect, empower, and uplift. So, let's take a breath together. You've just spent time learning how to spot financial traps that can steal your independence, and you're already stronger because of it. You've taken a step forward, and that deserves to be celebrated. Remember this: you've lived through decades of change, raised families, built careers, handled tough times. You've got a lifetime of wisdom that no one can take away. And now, you deserve a life that feels free, safe, and yours to shape. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need the courage to keep asking the right questions and the will to take one small step at a time. Here's to your independence, your peace of mind, and the joy of living life on your terms. From all of us at Evergreen Elders, thank you for watching, and thank you for being part of this amazing journey. Stay strong, stay curious, and never stop believing that the best is still ahead. Take care, and don't forget to share this video with someone you love. You never know whose independence you might help protect with just one click.